Hi everyone, Dennis here from Step Forward again, and today has just been what I can only describe as a glorious day. And how better to really be in that space right now than to stand here with the amazing Lucy Grimble. You like that
It's good.
introduction? That
I
was smooth.
do. I was like, where's he going with this?
No, it's
No,
good.
it's so
Lucy,
it's
it's
so
so
good
good
to
to
be
be here.
together.
There
Yeah,
you go, there you go.
yeah.
And you're one of the top artists in the UK Christian chart, multiple number ones and stuff. So
Yeah.
you've certainly been just charting a course for everyone.
Aw.
But tell us, just introduce your, for those who might not have heard the name before, just
Yeah.
introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about you, what you do, and stuff like that.
Yeah. Well, as you said, my name's Lucy Grimble, and I am a singer-songwriter. I'm a worship leader. I'm also a worship pastor at my local church, and yeah, I guess my heart is to write honest songs that say something. Something true, something real, something about the walk of faith, like to talk about like the hard stuff as well as the good stuff.
Right,
And ultimately, like my heart is always just to draw people closer to God. So whether it's up there leading worship or in the writing room, I always want to just be pointing people to
Yes.
Jesus. So,
And you say that, but you do that, but you do it exceptionally well.
oh,
And not
thank
just
you.
with the lyrics, not just with the music. But I remember the last thing you did, the last thing I remember was just amazing visuals as well. So it's like
Oh,
you're putting it all together.
yeah. Well, I just love creative things. Hello, Van. This is real. This is live at
Live.
David's tent. Yeah, no, I just I've always loved visual arts. I've always loved storytelling through creativity. I
Yes.
think songwriting is such a powerful tool to share the gospel, share the good news, and film and art. It's so powerful because it hits you on an emotional level.
Yes.
Before it often hits you on a kind of brain level.
Yes.
And I think there's something very powerful about sometimes bypassing the brain because we tend to just overthink
Yes.
everything and need to understand it in our head, but actually sometimes you need to understand it in your heart first.
Heart.
So
Wow.
I think that's what
Powerful.
art does very
Powerful.
powerfully. So with my music, with my songwriting, but also with certain music videos I've made, I've really wanted to be like, I want to tell a story here. I want to create a strong visual. So
Yes.
yeah, that's why I do that.
That's good. That's
Yeah.
good. And the vehicle passes.
Yes.
And then we come back to you. David Stent.
Yeah,
I
we're
mean,
back.
all day today, we've been hearing about what a moment last night was.
Yeah.
How powerful that was.
Yeah.
How strongly the Spirit just
Yeah.
descended on that space, and you were leading worship at that time.
Yeah. Do you know what it was? I know people like, it's the cliche of like people being like, it was God,
Yes.
and but that's all I can say, but we had a prayer team pray for us before we went up on stage, and they just said, we just feel God saying, like, let the brakes come off. Like, it's time to just go for it. This is not a time to hold back. And I think God was in the set from the get-go because, with the first song, we have like a click track, we had like tracks on the thing, and we normally have cues telling us where we are in the song.
Yes.
And I made a mistake from before verse 1 of the first song by not coming in at the right time. So my
Just threw
MD was
everything
like,
off.
oh gosh, okay, we can't use the tracks now. And but I feel like it was God being like, you don't need the structure, like just go with me. And so from the get-go, it just felt like, okay, we're in the unknown here. We're all in an
Spontaneous moments.
unknown place. Like, even as a nation, like, no one really knows where we're going. Like, COVID has just blown a hole in so many things. So I think just for me, it was almost like a little prophetic moment of being like, okay, we don't need to rely on these structures anymore. Like, we just need to follow the Spirit. So I think that's what, as a band, we just all tried to do in that set. And I think as well, like, as musicians, as songwriters, we have been kind of cooped up.
Yes.
And there's all this like creativity and energy
Yes,
that's just pent up. So, my drummer, for example, was like on his feet for like so much of the set, just with excitement and
Wow.
joy. And
Wow.
it just was palpable, like on stage, like all of us together, the energy on stage, the way we're just smiling at each other, laughing, like the sound in the room of people's voices, just, you couldn't stop us. It was like, yeah, just off the charts.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing, man. And coming through into today and just seeing the gathering again.
Yeah.
Coming out of a pandemic, this is the biggest worship
Yeah.
gathering
Yeah.
that there has been
Yeah.
for a little while.
Yeah.
We've met so many people today who've just been like, man, I just wanna be in His presence. I just
Yeah.
wanna be here
Yeah.
in this moment.
Yeah.
But what do you feel God is saying to you to pass on, coming out of last night, coming into
Yeah.
today's experience? What's on your heart?
Yeah, I mean, God has been speaking to me a lot about the power of endurance and how, you know, Jesus is like, those who endure to the end will be saved.
Yes.
And endurance is not fun. You know, endurance is tough and it's hard
Yes.
work. But I think David's tent has just felt like a kind of, you know, it's like where he's like, sorry may last for a lifetime, but joy will come in the morning. This feels like a joy coming in the morning moment where we've all just endured this season of like, you know, distance and isolation, and like we're watching church online, we're not able to be together, we're, you know, like away from our families, and this just feels like just enjoy and savor this moment, because this is a moment of joy. This is a moment to be celebrating after a season of real endurance.
Yes. Wow. What can I say, man? It's like, what would you say to somebody about next year? They might have missed this year, can't make it again. But just a word, just speak to that person, to camera. Just tell them about David's tent next
year.
What
Well, I would say like I've been doing David's tent since year one, since it was like a tiny white tent with like 800 people. Now it's, I don't know, 6,000 people. And every year I encounter God in a deep, fresh way. I think there's something about just giving yourself to like 72 hours of like, okay, God, I'm here to seek your face. Like, why else would you come and be in the middle of a field for 72 hours? So I think there's something about time away from your life, from like the busyness of life, from the noise, just bringing yourself away to spend time with God, that like I have no doubt it will yield fruit in your life, and you'll experience and encounter the presence of God in a new and fresh way. So that's what I'd say. Definitely come next year.
What else is there to be said? You heard it from the amazing Lucy Grimble. So if you missed 21, there's 22 waiting. So don't delay. Thank you so much, Lucy.
It's
It's
such a
always
pleasure.
a pleasure to
Always
talk
good
with
to see you.
I'm just looking forward to whatever God bestows, whatever He just allows you to produce in the next season.
Yeah, well, thank you. I received that.
Only surrender, help me remember. Come wash my eyes, come wash my heart.